Hey people, State Marshal here. Did you know, in times of war, women may come? If no, now you know. And before you ask, yes, I did try that impression as many times as I could. Rate it on a scale of terrible to mediocre in the comments. With that out of the way, let's commit to something else. Hurvínek, an icon of Czechoslovakia, among many other, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that he is a national treasure, a lovable wood on a string, together with his dog Žerik, his childhood friend Manička and her grandma Kateřina, and, of course, his father, Josef Spabel. Unlike my Rim and cartoon talk, I will not tell you the entire history of Hurvínek, since there is too much, but I will tell you the basics. Hurvínek is a marionette made by Gustav Nosek in 1926. He, alongside his father Spabel, who by the way came before him, were part of a series of old theatre plays in the First Czechoslovak Republic. He had few adaptations to TV, some movies, though I don't know how many were in theaters, and most of the time it was basically a slice of life anime, just without the animation. Yeah, even if it was adapted to TV or something, it was always a marionette play. The closest to a different adaptation came from these drawn pictures, and that's about it. Either that or the recorded plays that you would have on CD and put in your car. And before you ask, what was it other times if not slice of life stuff? Well, fairy tales basically. Czech fairy tales with this stringed wood in it. However, in the year 2017, the devil himself played us all a fool, for he released something unnatural. Tapping into the forbidden void, he had raised his hand, reaching into the dark well of souls, and forced the thing he grabbed out into the material realm, breaking hearts and souls, consuming tears and lives of every living being on this planet, alongside their chromosomes and blood cells. The thing he brought forth was Harvie and the Magic Museum. Harvie is a bad translation of Hurvínek. Reminds me of a different Harvie. Yeah, as much as I love Czechs, this movie is terrible. For those who can't put two things together, this movie is a fucking sellout. Czechs, despite being a proud nation, have this fetish for selling their icons to foreign market a lot. Mostly Americans, but I've seen them do it to other countries as well. Examples include this made-for-German Macha Sebestova film, which is just like the worst episodes of Family Guy if they didn't bother trying to be funny, Medieval, aka Jan Žižka, which is just a terrible movie altogether, that had different plot on Wikipedia before it failed on every market possible, especially the pandered American market, Krtečeka Panda, which I don't even want to humor cause the every mention of it brings me pain and I wish to commit serious war crimes on humans and make a whole— and of course, this shit. Bizarrely, as I've been checking the background of this movie, I found out it was made more for the Russians, as some of the studios behind it include Fond Kino, which already should tell all the Russians what kind of film this is. It was made by Belgians, Russians, Czechs and Danish, which is okay since it mostly shows dated Russian CGI. Despite all of it, something I find really bizarre is that the film was fifth expensive Czech movie at a time, with a budget of 170 million Czech crowns, which is $8 million. The movie was boycotted due to Russian lobbying. Seriously, because of lobbying by Ministry of Culture of the Russian Federation, this movie got boycotted by Association of Cinema Owners and thus was a box office bomb in Russia. In UK and Ireland, it's a Halloween movie. Not impressed considering what is this shite. Even more bizarrely, it was written by Jesper Moller, the director of Asterix and the Vikings. Also, he was the animator of 8 Crazy Nights and Tarzan 2! Side note, I didn't want to get into details of this movie, but seeing all these informations I am baffled. We have someone who is really talented in animation and directing, and before 2017, his worst project was 8 Crazy Nights, a film with rather mediocre to underwhelming story, too much toilet humor, yet still great animation. To see all of this, I'm just flabbergasted, unable to understand. I had a whole section where I presented 2 political theories about the origin of this film, but I don't have to cause these facts themselves are just mind-boggling and will create questions I cannot answer without becoming a madman, like how the hell, despite the Russian funding, this movie got released in Russia 2 years! 2 years later, after its premiere in Czechia. I'll just move on before I lose my fucking mind. Funny thing is, this whole production brought one more issue. What to call Hurvínek. Russians had it simple since they just took his Czech name and pronounced it Russian, aka Hurvínek. But the English-speaking world, as well as others, decided to go their own way and translated the names. With that, we get Harvie. I don't know what to say, it just feels wrong. Other band names include Jerry and Monica. Honestly, it's even weirder with other dubs. Like, Jerry is not just in English called Jerry, but in every non-Czech dub. And it's annoying me. And don't get me started on the Scandinavians. Max. Really? Harvie is stupid and reminds me of a pedophile, but for fuck's sake, Harvie is at least relatively close to Hurvínek. But I'm stalling, let's go and talk about this heap of crap.